As Hubert Wilkins once remarked, before leaving England, I was advised that if I managed to penetrate beyond the South Pole, I would be drawn to another planet by the suction of its movement. As we've been saying since the beginning of this channel, Antarctica holds many secrets and seems to be the bridge to other lands. NASA knows this, and since its creation, it has been conducting various investigations, with its scientists stationed at different bases operating there. Let's remember that NASA was established in 1958, and the following year, in 1959, the Antarctic Treaty was signed, which came into force in 1961.
YouTube channel Nos Confunden.
It seems that NASA is keeping too much information to itself, but is everything they show us part of a fiction created by CGI images or artificial intelligence? Or are there parts of the truth that they show us without telling us everything? While it's true that within NASA we have heard several statements admitting to altering images with CGI, for example from Robert Seaman himself, the fact is that there is a possibility that the research conducted in the lands beyond Antarctica is shown to the public under the premise that they are images of unreachable planets in outer space, when in reality they could easily be lands found beyond the Antarctic Circle. For instance, Mars is a planet where several missions have supposedly been carried out to date, and where it is also said that people are intended to be sent in the future.
YouTube channel Nos Confunden.
If we connect part of Antarctica with Mars, as suggested here, it is possible that Mars is located beyond the South Pole, an area of great interest to NASA, where flights and expeditions are also carried out, such as the Ice Bridge mission, where they try to make us believe that the most important thing they managed to photograph during their long flight routes are just pieces of icebergs of curious size and rectangular shape. Is NASA photographing and filming the lands beyond the ice walls? So, if the known continents are surrounded by giant walls that prevent passage, except for some exceptions, towards the lands and worlds that seem to surround us. There are at least 3 passages we know of that would allow passage through the first dome and give access to the lands on the other side. 9 other continents are said to be there with very advanced civilizations, many of them intrinsically connected to the humanity within. These 9 continents are also surrounded by another great wall that separates the inner from the outer and can only be traversed through the passage called Membrane Portal, heading south between the ancestral lands and the ancient lands of Anak.
YouTube channel Nos Confunden.
There is also another passage to the north called Bifrost. Returning to the southern part after this extensive journey, if technology allows it, you would be navigating the great rolled ocean between the lands of Argos and Athos, separated again by a great wall and large mountain peaks. Now, 11 new continents would be found, divided by 3 bridges at each tip of this great circle. The Bridge of Hades, the Bridge of Atargatis, and the Bridge of Heimdall, each connecting in turn to the absolute exterior and the encounter with the other worlds surrounding the known lands. To the south of Athos lies the Bird Passage, named after the one who crossed it not so long ago during the New Humanity, or, to better understand, this new cycle we are going through after the last human reset. This passage leads to the known lands of Mars, which are by no means red lands as we were led to believe, but rather lands of absolutely splendid vegetation. On the side of the Bridge of Atargatis are the Anunnaki lands near the abduction zone, marked in red on the ancestral maps, and navigation there is not recommended. Both the ancestral and new humanity avoid this zone at all costs, as these beings are entirely hostile towards us. The other worlds are all around us, with the nearest being Pleiades, Land of Angels, Aldebaran, Orion, Draco, Venus, Celestial Lands, Neptune, Quaoar, Custodian Lands, Jupiter, among many others. NASA has teams working hard in the Antarctic area near the South Pole, and some expeditions are known, such as the Ice Bridge operation supposedly carried out to monitor polar ice. But is that all that's being done? Or are there trips to distant points to investigate these other worlds? Let's remember that according to the information obtained, the custodians provided advanced technology to a select group of the new humanity that could make great strides in exploration towards other lands. However, this technology was given during a desperate moment against the ancestral humans and the battle that took place during Operation High Jump, led by Richard Byrd, where things didn't end well. In our latest book, all the information about the last journey of the ancestral humans under the leadership of Helen Morris and the beings from Cassiopeia to reach other distant worlds like Aldebaran, Andromeda, Arcturus, Pegasus, Hercules lands, and even Enif, remote lands near the Great Barrier Membrane and the Great Dividing Dome, as well as Demerio and the strange beings there, is included. According to the information we published in TERRA-INFINITA, the detail of the worlds and the theory of the other domes, the custodians managed to cross this great barrier and discover other domes surrounding us, also with other civilizations and great technological advancement.